this camera for a little minute. You feel me? Okay, I really want to make sure I ain't ruin this motherfucker. Hold up. Let me set it back a little bit, man. I just felt like hopping on this camera talking, man. Some real talk, you feel me? There's some real nigga talk, you feel me? Yeah, I hate ruin this motherfucker. I guess I don't need him all the way in the camera. But he forever lives. He forever lives. All I need to say. Fuck it. But yeah, I'm on that good reefer. Been thinking real nigga shit. That sound wild. I was about to say, they're thinking real nigga shit. Talk about real nigga shit. You feel me? That's just, that feel like I'm doing too much. But now real shit, I was just thinking about some real nigga shit. On the phone, my boy Rod talking about some real nigga shit. I don't mean I don't know arrogant type shit or nothing. It's just authentic shit, organic shit. That's what I want to say. Thinking organic thoughts, organic ideas, you know. Just thinking about how, like, this life we live, bro, we can't expect everything to go 100% our way. We can't expect to get 100% satisfaction out of everybody or out of anybody, period. You can never expect 100% satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing about me, I'm a big nigga, bro. I am an intimidating figure, bro. I can never, ever I will never, ever be able to change that, you feel me? And it is what it is, nigga. Biology, you feel me? Biology and upbringing, you know what I'm saying? I'm a big ass nigga, so one thing about it, somebody gonna be intimidated by me in one way, shape, or form. But the only thing I can control is how I actually deal with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way I deal with folk, I always try to keep shit player. You know what I'm saying? Keep shit player. And, you know, use my words, you feel me? Growing up, you know, it's ironic. So I got myself to a point where I can express myself like very well. You know what I'm saying? Very well. And yet, you know, I was quiet growing up. Got myself to the point where I expressed myself well, but it was like I cared what the fuck I had to say, you feel me? And I don't mean to say it like that, but it's like, you know, being the youngest in the family, it's naturally like that. Like, you don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like something happened, like, you gonna, you know what I'm saying? If the older one there says one thing, it's like anything you saying is probably a lie, so fuck what you gotta say. Or when you dealing with certain trauma, like when people got family members, them not going down that route. But it been, I'm just saying I understand. I'm not saying it in a way to where it's like fuck. Nah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's how it was, but I understand though. You feel me? It is what it is. So, you know, I don't hold any type of animosity or nothing for that. Like I don't like nah. You feel me? It's what it is, bro. Again, can't expect everything to be perfect. Like you feel me? But I understand that motherfuckers' heart was in the right place. You feel me? podcast. That's the best way to say it. I understand motherfuckers' hearts was in the right place, though. That's real shit. Shit just gonna randomly drop on me. While we talking about real nigga shit, thinking real nigga thoughts. Yeah, man. You know, I always try to deal with shit with my words. You know, like even if my tone a little off, usually my tone is definitely on start off until we get to having the same problem over and over and over and over again. Now my tone gonna change a little bit. You feel me? But I'm always gonna stick to these are the facts of why I'm mad. Let's deal with that. But motherfuckers be so caught up in their defense mechanisms to where it's like any sign of conflict I must rebut with the exact same energy. Or in the energy of this is a conflict versus there was a misunderstanding. It's correct. You know what I'm saying? There was a misunderstanding that's come to an understanding. You feel me? Like when it comes to conflict, that's another thing, bro. As people gotta understand, when it comes to conflict, conflict ain't always attack. You feel me? No, conflict is just misunderstanding. Let's get to an understanding. Let's meet a common ground. If we don't understand this, baby, oh, I was like every argument is not a bad argument. You feel me? Motherfuckers can't stand the idea of arguing. Why? Because one, they don't know how to express themselves, and two, they're not going into the situation wanting an understanding. They going in the situation wanting themselves to be understood. You won't be understood if you're not understanding me either. You feel me? Otherwise, we can't come to some understanding. I understand what you're saying, but it's predicated upon a false preference. You know what I'm saying? A false pretense. So, in order for us to get to some understanding, that false pretense must be cleared up. So you can understand, like, okay, this might not necessarily be what I thought it was. Okay, now I have to approach it differently. So idealistically, predicated upon the idea of what you thought you were in conflict with that, or what you thought, you know what I'm saying, was the problem. You know, idealistically, you're right, but that's not the actual problem here. That's not actually what's going on. It's just like, an example. Let's say, not down a partner, you know what I'm saying, me and kicking crib, some here go missing. He's under the pretense that I may have taken it. You know what I'm saying? So he approaches me, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Me understanding that, okay, well, with that being said, yes, you are definitely right for approaching me if you thought I took something. But I didn't take it though, so therefore, the situation must be dealt with differently now. You feel me? I didn't take the shit. You're right for coming to me. I would have did the same shit. You're not wrong for that. But, you know what I'm saying? I didn't take it though. So, you know, let's get some understanding there. Otherwise, now we're gonna be fighting over something that you thinking I took. I didn't take it at all. And you later find out somebody else took it. Now you apologize and feeling bad. Like, nah, you should have listened. You should have fucking listened. Key, listen. Even if a motherfucker lying, listen. That way, they is lying. You ain't gotta feel bad for how you respond later. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't have to feel like, you know what I'm saying? That way you don't have to have no type of remorse. Like, it's just like if I shoot somebody because I think he took my pet, then a year later I find out he didn't tell you to somebody else. Yeah, I'm gonna feel bad about that. Like, damn, I just shot the nigga for no reason. You feel me? Like, fuck. I mean by that. You feel me? So it's another way. That's how you live this life with no regrets. I got some regrets. Show you I ain't perfect, but that's how you live this life with little regret. One of the ways is by just listening for understanding, to understand the other side, understand the situation from a different perspective. See what I'm saying? That way you won't be wrongfully reacting. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the situation I'm in, I already know on both sides. There are some things misunderstood because I was already shown. Motherfuckers don't want understanding until after the fact. I'm like, well, shit, there's no point in looking for understanding in this shit. I'm finna get the fuck on. Later on, they gonna understand, but fuck it, I ain't got time for that. There's shit going on now that requires the least amount of stress possible. I ain't got time for it. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers do not have time to be getting misunderstood and then misunderstanding shit themselves all the fucking time. We must part ways. Cause I'm steady misunderstanding shit, you're steady misunderstanding shit. That does nothing but bring constant conflict. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got time for that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, with family, like what motherfuckers say, as his family member, I love him to death. We cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? We get together. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to spend more than that together. We good. Nigga, we kick shit cool, having the best time ever. We spend more than a day or two together bumping heads. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit like that. Like, these two motherfuckers ain't got no business living with each other. But, at the end of the day, though, they're able to maintain a certain bond, maintain a certain love and respect to where they can still build without necessarily having to be around each other all the time. Even if, in that sense of building, just simply having positive endorphin inducing or releasing interactions. You know what I'm saying? Like, even just that alone is essential in life. Just an hour or two and then go back to having bed and like even little shit like that is so important in life. Don't downplay that. Some people you can out there pull up on, have a good time, for an hour, and you back to business feeling refreshed, feeling like you ready to take on the world. That shit is not to be downplayed, dog. It's not to be taken for granted. You gotta appreciate people like that. Yeah, you spend a day or two with that motherfucker, y'all is gonna be at odds, but y'all gonna be at odds, but as long as y'all keep shit for an hour or two, or even for a whole day and part ways, y'all just did something very important for one another. Both were able to the energy back right, get into a positive state of being. You know what I'm saying? Forget about the bullshit for a minute, because that's one thing about life, bro. It's gonna forever come with bullshit. You gonna always need some type of release in this world. As long as you balance it all out. Most motherfuckers don't understand that though. Matter of fact, I talk about something without talking about it. I need to get it water on my pipe. What the fuck I'm feeling? This whole time I wanna make it get lean back. So that's another thing. Like, once you going from one extreme to the extreme on the opposite side of the spectrum. That's no good either. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you go from turning up with motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? And you realize like even if you is just turning up with their ass for like an hour or two, it's all about what you do within them hours. If you turn around later and realize, damn, there was something going on to where that shit was still lowering the quality of my life. I'm just gonna completely not fuck with people. State of my that's another extreme of the spectrum too. That doesn't have the most positive effects on you either. Now you're isolating yourself, you know, detaching from the world and not necessarily, you know, that's one thing about it is human beings, we're supposed to be social. We're supposed to be social beings. In order to make money out here, we gotta be social beings. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, you isolate yourself so much, you don't necessarily know how to interact with folks outside of I'm trying to accomplish a goal. I have to socialize in order to accomplish the goal. So now me socializing is purely predicated upon trying to get something. Trying to get something. Now you come off as cold and uncaring, you know what I'm saying? Or like to take advantage of people. That's something I deal with my damn self. I isolate myself so much to where it's like I get to a point to where I don't even want to deal with motherfuckers unless we get somewhere. Unless we're accomplishing a goal, unless we're accomplishing some form of objective. So once I get there, it's like motherfucker may look at me like, damn, this nigga EMD kind of fake. Like, this nigga EMD only want to be around when he needs something, you feel me? And in reality, shit, I'm just so fucked up from interacting with people. So I isolate myself so much because being traumatized from it. You know what I'm saying? And I know in being traumatized from that, just like then, right now, I am in a situation where I got to hustle myself out of it. And I seen where one of them having fun keeping me because of the motherfuckers I was around, took a lot of L's in the process of trying to come up. Now I'm trying to throw them into what I got going on, and they fucking up shit, not letting me know they fucking up shit, and we taking L's that wouldn't have been taken had it just been me, or if I would have put the right people in place with me or around me for that type of business. You know, so it's like now I just feel like I got detached from the world, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to work out that because I know that's not gonna get me nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like the difference between my situation and a lot of other people's situations, they got a friend who they can go sleep on their couch for a few days or a month or two, you feel me, till they get back right. Or they got a friend they can permanently stay with, really, and you know, get back right. Really, the friends I could do that with, and very few, they either stay too far or they not in the best situation themselves, so I can't help them, they can't help me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm having to throw this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Gotta throw this shit out. Now on that too is also because it's just me. It's just me. So low key, really, there probably is some folks I can turn to that'll let me stay with that. I want to bet it's just the fact that, you know, impose on nobody else's space. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was staying with my brother, that's how I felt. I don't want to impose on your space, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You hustle your way into your own shit. And I'm over here, you know, because I, just coming out of school and shit. I was still going to school when my brother got down. You feel me? When you let me stay with him. It was just like, you know, how I felt for it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like the white bandana because it's neutral color, you know. And I like this shit short ass so motherfuckers already know this. Like how that look. But yeah, man. I don't even know how we got there. See how this look. That look better. And you kind of do. You ain't know I just like the sister ride. Loosen it up a little bit, of course. Yeah, man. Nah, I don't think I like it. Turn it the wrong way. Fake it. Just let it be. Yeah, man. Growth and development, dog. That's all that matters. As long as we progressing toward becoming a better person every day and then everything we do, that's all that matters. Fuck all the other bullshit, man. We hustling every day to feed ourselves, and if we have families, feed our families, nigga. That's all that matters. Nothing else matters, bro. Nobody's going to 100% like us or be 100% comfortable around us. I'm never 100% comfortable around anybody. I just play it off better than most people. You feel me? I'm uncomfortable around everybody. I don't trust shit. I don't trust shit. You know what I'm saying? But growing up, that's all I ever knew was uncomfortable situations, changing situations. Like the longest I ever stayed, the two longest school, the two schools in which I spent the longest time are Alpha, Open Campus. Alpha Academy and Open Campus, both are autonomous school programs. Open Campus is where basically like if you're a little behind, you can catch up, or you can even blow past. You feel like if you were to start your semester in Open Campus, you can definitely graduate by the time you're supposed to be a junior. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Two schools I spent the longest time in were two schools where people there changing constantly anyway. It's not meant to be a permanent school in which you call where you know what I'm saying, you get alumni or you go to you have a whole fucking high school reunion there, you feel me? So other schools I went to, Salem and Rockdale. First year out of Alpha, went to Salem for I think it was for the second half of this, but nah, for the first half. Matter of fact, nah, the second half of that semester is when I went to Salem. The last half. The year after, the beginning of next school year is when I went to Rockdale. Half semester. Second semester, went back to Salem. Um, trying to remember when I went to open campus. Did that semester there. First semester still at, matter of fact, I think I did the whole school year or something. Matter of fact, nah. I think it was still half semester. Or the end of that semester. I don't remember how to shit. Yeah, the end of that semester, I was at 7. And that semester after that's when I went to open campus. And I was there for about 2-3 years before I dropped out and said, man, fuck this shit. Finna just go right into the workforce. Cause like niggas, being out for long killed my school spirit, so I'm behind the school. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So my school record already too fucked up for a scholarship. My school spirit been too fucked up to even be motivated to fucking get passing grades like that. Like, to do schoolwork really. Like, I could get passing grades easy if I were to do schoolwork. I pass tests and exams easy. You know what I'm saying? Of course I failed some, but I passed them easy, pretty easy. So it's like, fuck it. I have to work anyway. I don't pay my fucking college tuition if I wanted to go to college. So, go straight to work. What I did, worked at Circle K, then went job corps. Should have finished my trade, came back home. But yeah, being so used to changing situations and never having a solid foundation to really grow. You know what I'm saying? I never really had it. I had to find that foundation within myself. That's how I got so deep into spirituality, metaphysics. Because the lack of foundation I had to find within myself. My soul was that foundation. I had to reconnect with my soul. Of course, because I'm a young teen at this time. I need better guidance, you know. Why not conduct the piece of me that's connected to the creator of this universe? Had to delve into my soul. That was my foundation. It still is my foundation. Anytime I stay away from that foundation, I end up in a bad place. Everything always falls apart, everything crumbles. As long as I stick with that foundation, I'll be alright. My sister on the way to me. Yeah, it's wonderful. But yeah. Expect somebody else comment. Yeah, I had to find some type of foundation to be able to deal with everything in my life constantly changing and basically chaos. I had to find some sense of peace. And I can only find that within me. That's one thing you have to be able to do, like in stressful situations. In order to be able to operate in those situations in the best way possible, you gotta stay calm. And how do you do that? Within you must be your foundation. Otherwise, when chaotic situations occur, you now become attuned to that chaos. So now you can't deal with a certain situation the best way possible, and now you can't think properly. Adrenaline is pumping, you know. Your brain is only thinking fight or flight versus, okay, this is what the problem is. Let's resolve this before it gets out of hand. Spirituality is the perfect foundation. In fact, your soul is the only foundation that can take you anywhere around the world. It is the only foundation into which, no matter where you go, you still operate in a stable state of being. You know, that's why I've never really gone too far off the edge on anything yet. Because I still hold this strong foundation of when shit is going too far out of hand, I can revert back to step away and revert back to this foundation. This foundation will never let me fall off the edge, lose balance. You know what I'm saying? Even though I may come close, get the lean in there, or I come back up, never tumbles over and crumble. You know? That's why I say even when I say shit crumbling, no, I just have to reset. Matter of fact, that's one thing I've never had anything in my life crumble and fall apart. I just always had to reset and start anew. Because it's never been built up to the point to be able to crumble, fall apart. No. You just have to reset. I started building outside of my foundation. Reset. Bring these pieces down, clear the field, rewrite the blueprint. Or actually build the blueprint now. Build the blueprint on how to progress forward. Because freestyling and winging this shit ain't getting me nowhere. Some real nigga talk, man. I love this reefer so much. I'm finna smoke more of it. Finna get more of it. Get right. What I'm gonna do? I see that the reefer brings me back to my foundation. Brings me back into my foundation. Spirituality, conscious thought, clear expression. That might be my sister. All right, y'all.